Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Omar. I wanted to talk to you about something today that um, happens, I think, to everyone has experienced this, and is getting hurt when you are exercising. I think that we all have been through some sort of injury, whether it's a big injury or something minor. And when these things happen, it sucks. I know it does. I've been through it. Um, Sometimes it's just, lack of knowledge, not knowing, what you're doing in proper form. Maybe you overdid something. Um, but here's the thing, when those things happen, we fall back, and it's hard. It's very difficult. When you have a big injury, it's, it's tough. It's very tough. Um, But right now, in I would like to address something, and is minor injuries. I know that there's big injuries that they require surgery, and that's super tough. You got to go through probably some form of rehabilitation program or something. And I hope all of you out there that are doing your exercises. All I can do is hope that you stay healthy, you stay blessed, but just don't let injuries slow you down. Like I said, in particular, I want to address minor injuries. Sometimes maybe a sprained ankle. um, like in my case, I've had some issues with my shoulders due to the fact that I used to do a lot of heavy work in warehouses and things like that. So what I've done is, since sometimes there's certain things that I cannot do because of the shoulders, I'm still able to do shoulder workouts. I'm still able to get my workout in. I just change my movements. I do workouts that I know are not going to aggravate or bring about an injury. um, but even when you get hurt, because things are going to happen inevitably, you're going to sometimes get hurt, feel pain. When those things happen, you just have to find another way to go about it. um, I, in particular, I actually has suffered in, cause I was squatting, and I kind of felt, pain on my lower back near the glute area, groin. And, now I'm getting better. I'm recovering, but it doesn't mean that I have to stop. I've just been able to figure out other movements that I can do, just so I can maintain. And sometimes even if you have to stop completely and you cannot, do anything at that point for the lower body, then my advice is focus on the upper body. But just stay consistent. Just keep showing up, so that you can, keep that momentum going. Um, that's my advice, for that, because like I said in the past, I have had, you know, different injuries and pain, stuff that you go through. But when those things happen, there is a way, like I said, for you to work through it, and, just modify, change your movements, whatever it is. There's people sometimes that there's certain movements that they do. Um, According to their body frame, it's easier for them. Um, for me, in my case, actually, the goblet squatting is actually more beneficial. I happen to be, a pretty tall guy. I'm 6 feet and about 2 inches. So what I do is the goblet squats actually work phenomenal. Actually putting a bar over my back and doing it, I guess you would call it the traditional way. That way, it actually, I don't know why, but even with good form, which I've had people, that are professionals look at me, for some reason, my left knee, it would hurt. So with the goblet squats, though, I don't feel that pain. So like I said, there's always a way. Just don't let, when you get if you get hurt, which I hope doesn't happen, but if it does, don't let that slow you down. Just get up and fight and find a way. Of course, be smart about it. You know, get some advice, from someone that's a professional, so that you don't aggravate, whatever the injury is. So just wanted to share that with you. Don't let, when you get hurt, slow you down. Stay focused, stay consistent, and just keep it up, man. Don't give up, people. So have a very, very blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.